Hello and welcome to Toilet Topics with Cody Glott. In today's episode, I want to talk about virtual reality. And I feel like this idea has been explored a ton in fiction. Some of my, biggest ones that I feel like that I know of and maybe you know of are like The Matrix. They kind of have like this virtual reality world. Sword Art Online. There's also a few other books, Awakening Online, that I'm reading, and even this new book that I'm reading, also called The Game. And all these kind of books and media portray virtuality in kind of different ways on how you can actually interact with the world. And what I find really interesting about it is, here in 2018 we have the PlayStation VR, we have Oculus Rift and the HTC Vive. And I actually got to try the PlayStation one, and it was crazy. Like I could still tell it was a game, but they had a demo event at a Best Buy a while back when it first came out, and the experience was just me kind of like sitting in a chair, but I'm being lowered into like kind of like this underwater like shark cage kind of thing, and there's a shark swimming around in different wildlife, and you can like kind of look all the way around you, and it was kind of a cool experience. And it makes me kind of think like the future of VR, and are we going to create virtual worlds that are so good, like the holodeck or like other science fiction, where you can't even tell, is this real or not? A perfect example is there's a new show on Amazon called Electric Dreams, and that first episode kind of deals with this virtual reality and what's real and what's not real. And I suggest go check it out to know more. I don't want to spoil it for you, but I think VR technology, I think some of the things I want to see is, sports events. I think it would be so awesome to be able to, put on a headset and it's so like lifelike that you're like front row seats at like, a basketball game or an NFL or even the Super Bowl for that matter. And like, I feel like people would pay for that. But you'd be able to actually feel like you were right there. Also, I think, once we get more stuff on Mars or the moon, I think that would be cool to be able to kind of like walk around the moon or look on the moon. And I'm not sure if they'll ever have it where you can't even tell you're wearing anything and you're just able to walk around. But, each year it seems like the technology advances, and it's just very interesting. Some other things I think that it could help is in terms of like education. Teachers could be able to like use the headsets to go back in time and like have like a recreation of like a historical event like the Colosseum, or go see like dinosaurs, or there's just, I feel like the possibilities are endless. So even though it's in video games right now, which is very cool, I think it has more widespread appeal if it kind of goes to the other fields like education, health, entertainment, sports. And hopefully it's not just a gimmick and it will actually catch on, and it'll advance, and we'll get cooler things that we'll be able to do stuff with. And then another cool thing is AR, augmented reality, where it overlays on your existing layout, which I think is pretty cool. Concept as well. It's almost like a heads-up display in a video game where you're able to see like, hey, here's my mini map, here's my directions. Maybe like when I look at things, it scans them, kind of like in Horizon Zero Dawn, and tells me what it's about. And we as a society, it's 2018, who knows what the world's going to have in like 10, 15, 20, 50 years, 100 years. I might not be around, but future generations hopefully will be able to use these technologies to make the world a better place. And virtual reality is just one of those things that I find very interesting. Hopefully it doesn't end up as the dystopian kind of like Matrix kind of world where people are kind of like trapped in this virtual reality and they don't know. And there's even some scientists who say that potentially this reality around us is a simulation, and that's explored in a lot of books and other media where how do we know this isn't a simulation? I don't know. I'm always open to new ideas. So it's interesting to kind of think about and to ponder. So that's kind of my topic for this week. It's kind of short, but if you have any other ideas about virtual reality, what are some things that you would like to see? If I had to, pick some of my top events, I would love to go back, like kind of like in time, and like see the universe forming or something, or like just have a representation of that, like in a virtual world. Also, I think it would be cool to just kind of travel to different historical events. I really love, history, so I would love to see, Rome at its height. I would like to go see the ancient pyramids being built or something. I think with virtual reality, it's almost like a time machine. We don't know 100% what happened, but I know there's such the engineers that invent these kind of things, like for games and stuff, can create such a believable world that I feel like you could actually feel like you were there. So I hope you enjoy the topic. Like I said, I'll try to produce topics every Saturday, and I've already kind of sprinkled in a few other videos of book reviews and stuff like that. That might be just audio only with kind of like different pictures on the screen. If you have any requests for a topic, please let me know. I have a few ideas what I'm going to do for next week, so stay tuned. And this is Toilet Topics, signing off.